Hey, Riley J2A here. Okay, back with another. This is a different kind of video. I wouldn't normally do a video like this. We're gonna be talking about gun control today, specifically, the people who are trying to control guns. Um, so I'm gonna get right into it. First, I want to say I'm aware that many people already know this information. However, I'm also aware that there's many people who don't have time to, keep track of all this. There's infringements coming out on a daily basis, many times a day. There's, all kinds of Second Amendment news coming out left and right on a daily, basis. So a lot of people don't have time to keep track of all this on their own. It's a lot of work, right? A lot of effort. It's time consuming. So I'm going to make a bit of a roundup today, just talking a little bit about some of the old means that gun grabbers were using to take guns and why those are no longer going to work and why those means are dying rapidly. And then I'm going to talk about their new means of gun control. Okay, so I'm going to get right into it. So this all stems from the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin Supreme Court case, which was a case challenging New York's very restrictive carry laws. They struck down New York's carry laws, their May issue carry law in particular, and they also opened the door for, magazine bans, assault weapons bans, in addition to those proper cause requirements. They opened the door for all that to be struck down, and that is what is really taking it out of these gun grabbers. Okay, so a lot of their previous means of taking guns was assault weapons bans. They're able to take a good portion of firearms that are in common use out of the hands of the people by calling them assault weapons. Okay, then magazine bans. They're able to take these scary 30 round, nobody needs 30 bullets. Yeah, these magazines, standard capacity, right? As we know. They're able to take those out of the hands of the people as well. That also takes some guns out of the hands, because if the magazine to a firearm is banned, what's that firearm going to do for you unless you want a single shot? It isn't going to do nothing for you. Okay? And then obviously good cause requirements, which is directly what was challenged in that lawsuit. So based on that, that's just to name a couple of their old means that they have leaned heavily on. New York, California, New Jersey, the list goes on. They all have that. And, it's no longer acceptable based on the Supreme Court's decision. So those, magazine bans, assault weapon bans, those are going to start falling left and right on the state levels, and good cause requirements already has started to fall. So, and what backs this up further is a list, a short list, I've talked about this before, a list of GVR cases. Okay, these were cases that were awaiting review by the Supreme Court. They were waiting based on Bruin. They were going to see what the outcome of that was first. After Bruin, these cases were GVR granted review. The lower court's decision was vacated. The cases were remanded back down to the lower courts, and that's basically the Supreme Court's way of saying, hey, do better, okay? And these cases are Bianchi v. Frost, which is Maryland's assault weapons ban, New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruck, which is New Jersey's magazine ban, Duncan v. Bonta, which is California's magazine ban, and Young v. Hawaii, which was challenging Hawaii's lack of giving carry permits, basically, open or concealed, I believe. So, as you can see, there's assault weapon bans, there's magazine bans that now are being sent back, and they have to be, you know, reconsidered based on Bruin and the two-step approach that they used to use a lot in the lower courts. That's no longer acceptable either. That was struck down under Bruin. The only way to analyze a Second Amendment case now is through a one-step system, which is text, history, and tradition. Okay? There's no assault weapons bans in the text, history, or tradition, and there's not magazine bans either in the text, history, and tradition. So I don't see how assault weapons bans or magazine bans could ever be found constitutional going forward. So based on all that, their old means of gun control are dying fast. Okay, so that brings us to the point of this video. They need new means of taking your rights, okay? And I'm going to talk about a few of those. Of course, not all of them. I may make a follow-up video to this. But I'm just going to run down a few of these new means in which they're trying to take your rights. Now, some of these aren't brand new. Some of these have been kicking around for a while. But they now have heightened interest because they need a new approach. Okay, so that the first one is going to be getting around the PLCAA. Okay, now we've been talking about the PLCAA quite a bit lately, as there's a federal bill kicking around, and that is HR 2814. That's probably going to be voted on in the House when they get back from their break, I believe at the end of this month. And that's the federal bill to get around the PLCAA, which is Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, which basically protects gun manufacturers from being sued if their firearm is used in a crime. Because, of course, it's not their fault that a criminal got a hold of their firearm and did something illegal with it, already committing a crime and breaking the law, of course. So, of course, that bill, we don't want that bill to pass because people would then be able to sue firearm manufacturers out of existence, essentially. And that's the hope by these gun grabbers, is that, oh, well, if we can't ban guns, maybe we can greatly reduce the market by shutting gun makers down. Okay, so that's the goal with getting around the PLCAA. Now, I don't think the federal one will pass. However, lots of states have public nuisance acts, okay, which is a state level bill that allows individuals to sue gun manufacturers. So, that's bad enough that many states have those bills. Now, New York's got it, California's got it, New Jersey's got it, the list goes on. So that's a big means of targeting, the Second Amendment community, is through that right there. Now, going down the list, new gun-free zones, okay? So, based on the Supreme Court's ruling in Bruin, they have to give out carry permits. So, okay, we'll give them out, but almost everywhere you're going to go on a daily basis is now a gun-free zone. You can't carry there legally anyways. What's your permit doing for you? Not much, all right? So that's yet just another means of not allowing people to carry guns. And, continuing down the list, so beforehand they were able to deny you your rights to have, to carry a firearm by simply not giving you a carry permit based on good cause. Oh, you want your rights? Why do you want your rights? I want to utilize my right to self-protection. Nope, not good enough. We're not going to give you a permit. That's not proper cause. Okay, well, they can't do that anymore. So instead, oh yeah, we'll give you a permit. However, our requirements for you to get a permit don't yet exist. So you're going to be delayed for an indefinite amount of time. Okay, so that's a super backdoor means that they're using following Bruin. So that's just to name a few of the big ones. This video is already getting pretty long, so I think I'm gonna call it here. But I just want to talk about how the old means are dying and why, and what some of the new means are. I want people to be aware of how their rights are being taken from them, and that's what this video was for. You got to watch out for that stuff. A public nuisance act could be coming to your state. Okay, like I said, I don't think the federal one will pass, but more states could be getting these, so we got to watch out for that. Additionally, more gun-free zones. Like I said, your state could be adopting that. The list goes on. I'll probably make a follow-up video to this where I simply just go down more, new means of taking guns. So that's going to be it for me today. I just wanted to do this. Yeah, that's it. So, goodbye.